Hey, everybody.
Hey,
welcome
y'all.
back to another fantastic edition of the His and Her Money Show, where we make it our business to help you take dominion over your money and your life. Do us a favor. If you hear anything that you think is so good that your people need to hear about it, make sure you share it on your
Thank
socials.
you.
Our handle on every platform is at His and Her Money. Put it on your Facebook, put it on your Twitter page, put it in your IG stories, and tag
Put it in
us.
your email. We don't care where you put it. Just share.
Text it out. But on social media, tag us at His and Her Money so we can show you love back. Man, you know, we are a couple.
Mhm.
But before we were a couple, we were a single.
Right.
And one of us did an excellent job at maximizing their single season. I won't point any fingers, but it wasn't me. And so
I
we
think
want
you maximize it. I just think that you just did something a little bit different.
there were some errors generated
Well, I
during my
wasn't
single
perfect by
season.
all means.
But we want to help those of you who are out there who rock with His and Her Money
Let me just
and
say,
who are in your single season.
and let me say this. We see your comments. We even receive your emails. Can you have somebody on here to talk about singleness? You all, everything that we talk about is literally, it's not about couples. It's just literally about bettering the person that you are. But we have somebody on today, a very,
And if
close
you are
brother.
that person who keeps emailing and
This is for you.
and
This is for you.
comment now and say thank you.
And share it. But this is for you. This is for you. We have a dear friend. We consider him our brother.
Yes, indeed.
Some of you all may know him as Anthony Oneal.
Or AO.
Or AO. He's been on our show before, but we are excited to bring him back to talk about maximizing your single season. Let's welcome Anthony to the show.
What's up, Anthony?
Hey.
Welcome back.
Yo, what's up, fam? Good to be back with y'all, man. I love this. And I got to say this. We all know who maximized their single season correctly, bro. I just want you to know that.
Yeah,
It was
it's
literally
no
my
secret.
sister.
It's no secret.
She was doing her thing. It's clear as day.
Yes.
To better this,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
The marriage.
She was getting ready for you, bro.
Yes.
I'm going to maximize so I can
So
love
glad.
my husband.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad because I was screwing stuff up.
Hey, me too. I was.
Now, there may be like two people tuning in who aren't familiar with you and all the great work that you've done over the years. So for everybody tuned in, can you just say hello to them and let them know what you're all about?
Man, my name is Anthony Oneal. I am a speaker, author, and influencer. You know, I used to be kind of a little ashamed to say I'm an influencer, but I think what I'm focusing on now is if I can influence and impact people, it produces income. So I have no problem saying, hey, I'm an influencer. I want to influence and impact your life. So I really focus on three main things. I really focus on millennial minorities when it comes to their financial, spiritual, and mental walk. And I really want to help them focus, especially single people like myself. Because, you know, we're not His and Her Money. We're not married and debt free. You know, we single and trying to become debt free. Some of us, I'm debt free. But I really want to help single people maximize their single season, get out of debt, avoid debt, get off to school without racking up student loan debt, and really start building a legacy for their families while they're single. And so it really starts with the money. So that's really my message, is really helping millennials, minorities, and really all people, but really those people really just avoid that. And I have my conversation in a more real, relevant, and like young way. So we have a little bit of fun. We have a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So you've been in this game for a while. You've been on a journey yourself, maximizing your single season. You've also been helping people around the world kind of do the same. So you've got a lot of conversation with a lot of folks. And so for people that are in your current situation, or maybe they are a few steps behind you, what are some common areas where you see them making missteps in trying to maximize their single season? Where do they commonly get it wrong?
Man, I'll tell you where it starts at. For me, it's about no clear vision. They don't have a clear vision for two areas of their life, which are the most important: their life and their money. And so when you hear about your life part, it's like, okay, cool. Where are you going in life? What do you want to do? You know, what do you want to be? A doctor? Do you want to be a lawyer? Do you want to start your own business? Do you want to serve people? How do you want to serve people? Where do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years? What What kind of husband, what kind of wife do you want to be? What kind of mom, dad do you want to be? There's really no clear vision when it comes to life. And that was one of the main reasons why I racked up about $35,000 in debt, was because I went out into the real world and I said, you know what? As long as I can impress her, as long as I can get a kiss from her, as long as he likes me, as long as they like me, I'll be all right. And I didn't have a clear vision for my life and where I was going. And because I didn't have a clear vision for my life, I didn't have a clear vision for my money. I was just spending money left and right. I was just racking up all this debt, swiping all these credit cards. And so what I tell single people now, if you really want to maximize this season, one of the key things you need to have is a vision for your life and a vision for your money, and AKA is a budget. You know, are you telling your money where to go? Are you telling your money what you all are going to do? But we can't really have a clear vision for our budget if we don't have a clear vision for our life. And that's one of the things I'm really teaching people in the course that I have coming up here soon is here's how you write a clear vision for your life. Because single people don't know how to sit back and really say, you know what, this is where I'm going. They don't know how to ask themselves the questions. It's about how do I blend in with culture? And they allow culture to tell them what they should be doing, how they should be talking.
That's so good, because that was going to be my next question. Like, do they write this vision? How do they go about it? And so if you guys hear Anthony referencing his amazing course, we definitely want you all to go check it out. hisandhermoney.com/singles blueprint. Everything will be in the show notes. So if you need help to figure out how to write this vision, we definitely want you to check that out there, because it's so important to make sure that you're just not writing it any kind of way, right? So you want to literally walk them through the steps so they can be productive at it and actually achieve it. So I want you to talk about the money side of it.
Yeah.
Talk about the importance of having your financial affairs in order in your singleness. As my wonderful husband shared, that was something that I did prior to getting married. But I did that with him literally in mind, even though I didn't know who my husband was going to be.
Right.
I just knew that I was bettering myself currently as well as my future. So I want you to talk about why is that so important to actually focus on it right now while you're single and not necessarily when you get married.
Sis, that's a good question. Oh my goodness, a good question. Listen, I remember watching my mom and my other father, and I say other father because I have two biological parents and two step parents, right? And I hate the word step, so I say other and other, but really they're all my parents. But I watched my mom and my dad in California grow up, didn't have a wedding. My mom never got her ring until I think like 2-3 years into their marriage. It was us three because I'm the oldest child, right? And we all lived in one 800 square foot apartment and no bedroom, just a big living room, and a small little closet and a kitchen and a bathroom. And I remember watching my mom and dad struggle over finances. I remember watching my mom get 3 jobs just to provide for us financially. And so when you ask that question, why is it so important to really, as a single person, steward this single season correctly, especially in the area of finances, is because what baggage are you bringing to the table that could have been eliminated before you got to the table? But instead, what we did was we tried to blend it with culture, and we weren't thinking about, like what you said, sis, about, hey, I was thinking about my husband. I want to come to the table with, hey, I'm not coming to the table perfect, but there are certain things I don't have to come to the table with if I could really, really focus on that now. And so I remember racking up all this debt. I remember being stressed out, and I say, oh, I don't want to bring that to my marriage. I don't want to sit here and tell my wife, no, I can't build you the house. No, I can't give you this ring. No, we can't go on this honeymoon. No, we can't buy this for our kids, because while I was single, I spent $500 on her. I spent $300 on her. I did this to blend in over here. I refused to tell my wife no, because I told everyone else yes, because I wasn't thinking about where I am currently and how do I best steward this and how do I best maximize the single season that I'm in. So finances for the single people is so crucial because, man, think about it. Do you want freedom when you get married, or do you just want more baggage? If you and your spouse, you and your partner come to the table and both y'all drowning in debt, both y'all don't have a savings account, both y'all are not investing, both of y'all don't know how to budget, we have an issue. And we know that the number one reason for divorce is, they say, is money. And as we study into that, it's not because of the lack of money, it's because of the lack of vision and mindset around money. And so let's get our minds correctly on this as a single person. Man, we should be eliminating debt. We should be out there working hard and building up our savings and investing more, starting businesses when we don't have any other responsibilities and major priorities.
Man, that's something that I tell people all the time. A lot of times people look at our store and they're like, oh, it's two of you, so it's easy for you to get out of debt. And I'm like, no, actually, we had to be accountable. I had to be accountable to somebody else. Then once I got married, right, we had two of everything, right? 2 life insurance policies, 2 car insurance policies. Like, it was double everything. So just because you're married doesn't make it easier. Right. But I will say, while you're single, you don't necessarily have to get the buy-in from a spouse. You are that buy-in. So I tell people all the time, get your financial affairs in order.
Yeah. A really interesting thing that you said and what you just stated is the influence and impact of culture. We all have these supercomputers right in our pocket who keeps us even closer to knowing what's going on in culture than ever before. Yeah. And culture, you know, in our single season was more on the celebrity tip, right? Music, sports, movies, actors and actresses. But now it's like several layers. You have all that, but then you have people like us who are social media influencers or people just in our lives, and we can see how they're living on social media. And all of that is a culture that impacts us, that could take us off track from doing the things that we need to do to maximize our single season. So how have you navigated these waters? How have you encouraged others to do so? Because we have more access to the quote unquote cultural influences than ever before.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things that I do, man, every year, 2 times a year, I do I call it a core sabbatical, right? I take a sabbatical to strengthen my core, not just my mind, but the foundation of my being, my inner, my spirit. And I literally unplug. I unplug from social media. I unplug from TV. I unplug from the world. I unplug from my family. I'll go somewhere out of the country, get me a nice little hotel room, look at the beach. I'm single, so I enjoy all the sceneries. And I just step away and I just spend some time to just pray, to just think, to just meditate, to not think about work, to enjoy myself for once, treat myself to something nice. Because here's the truth, even as someone, other people may look at us and say, yo, y'all are successful. Y'all are, doing big things. But yo, I can't speak for y'all, but even myself, I'd be like, dang, they're doing that. I could be doing that too, because I'm still human. I still desire things, but I know if I unplug and remind myself that God fearfully and wonderfully made me, that there is something inside of me and my time is coming for wherever that is, but I can't get to the next level until I maximize this level. And so I unplug. July, the first 2 weeks of July, because that's my birthday. And then I unplug the last 2 weeks of December, just so I can, 1, go into the second part of the year strong and go into the first part of the year strong as well. And then 2, comparison is real. Culture is real and it impacts all of us. And I think every now and then we really just have to unplug and just get focused back on who we are and why you're here.
That's good. So in your new course, Singles Blueprint, you talk about you have various pillars that you discuss when it comes to singleness. Yeah. One of them being your faith, so spirituality. Yeah. Talk about the importance of your spirituality while single.
Oh man, it's so crucial. I remember when I was sleeping in the back of my car and I was blaming everyone else, blaming my parents, blaming God, blaming friends, blaming them, but I wasn't blaming myself. And I remember God telling me one night when I was washing myself in the back of the car, he said, I had to strip you naked and strip you naked physically and spiritually. He said, because I needed you to come back to me. And it was at that moment that I realized that the foundation of my life, the foundation of my future is depending upon my relationship with God, because God is the being, he is the person who created me. And if I don't stand on that, then I'm lost. I can go out here and make $1 million, but I can lose that $1 million tomorrow. But if God gave me $1 million, he's gonna give me the resources and the tools necessary to turn that 1 million into 3, that 3 into 5. And so I think what I'm telling single people is, no, when you look at some churches today, right, everything is about, you got to be running around the church and falling out. That's cool. That's great. But what is your relationship with God? How do you form a relationship with God for yourself? Not for what you see churches doing, but what does God want from you? You know, we all have different gifts. We all have different talents. And God wants a personal relationship with all of us. So inside of my course, I'm really just talking about, hey, here's my relationship with God. You know, I hear from God when I'm in the shower. You know, I hear from God when I'm working out at the gym. I'm not the kind of person to get on my knees every single time I talk to God. I'll be walking around my house, listening to Kirk Franklin. Yo, God, you good? Like,
Yeah.
God, I have a personal relationship with them. And I think what I'm trying to show single people is like, hey, all of our prayer life is going to be different. All of our relationship with God is going to be different. Here's the most important part. Do you have one with him? That's it. Do you hear from God, and does God hear from you on a regular basis? And so we're walking through how to hear from God. When you're not hearing from God, are you not hearing from God because he's not talking, or are you not hearing from God because you're not listening? And so we're teaching them how to listen. We're teaching them how to read. We're giving them a reading plan. Or, hey, here's how you read the Bible, and here's how you understand the Bible. And then also, too, we're giving them some requirements in there to stretch them spiritually. What are some of your spiritual goals? Because we can put all of our goals on. I want to make $100,000 this year. I want to pay off my debt. But you know what? If we don't pray like it all depends on God and work like it all depends on us, it won't be successful. So I'm starting off the whole course with, hey, listen, I'm a Christian and I love God. And this course is based upon the word. Now, if you come in and you're a different, religion, then you're going to want to skip over the first part of the course, but it's very, very important. I think single people, we don't really focus on God until like something bad happens or until we get married. But if we can focus on that now, man, we'll experience so much more success because God's words will give us the navigation to get to where we want to go to quicker.
How have you gone about, and how should people go about maximizing their singleness in a way that they are present and enjoying their singleness? Because in a lot of instances, marriage has become an idol for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they're so focused on finding the one or getting married that they miss the opportunity to steward well the single season that they're in, because there's so much energy in the pursuit of that other season that they miss this one.
One of the very first thing, and I'll say this even as married couple, because y'all probably have a lot of married people. Not probably. You all have a lot of married people watching y'all shows. And I say this in a respectful way. When married people ask me why I'm not married yet, I tend to just tune them out. Because I think oftentimes what we tend to do is like, man, is there something wrong with me? And I remind myself, there's nothing wrong with me because I'm single. It's just, are there some things that Anthony Oneal probably should work on? Absolutely. But there's nothing wrong with me as a man. There's nothing wrong with you as a woman because you're single. So one of the things I've learned to do is be content, be joyful, be happy that you're single, because it just simply means the longer you're single, then the more time you have to work on yourself and to come to the table, and the marriage could be better if you maximize this season. Now, if you're not maximizing this season and stewarding this single well, then your marriage is going to be hard, because trust me, one thing I have learned from married couples like yourselves is like, yo, when you get married and now you living with another spouse, oh, they're definitely going to expose your flaws. They're definitely going to expose everything wrong with you. You're going to be like, like it was swept up beneath the rug because you were by yourself. But now you can't sweep that beneath the rug because now you're living with someone else. So for me, what I'm simply doing is I'm submitting myself to mentors, married mentors, and saying, hey, yo, you need to work on that. Yo, Bet, thank you for telling me that, because I know you love me. So let me work on that now. But I'm content. I wake up and I'm like, sucks waking up alone, but I ain't got to worry about nobody. I can go to wherever I want to go. So let me go enjoy that. Let me go serve more. Man, I serve so much at my church. Man, I travel and go see my family more. I'm enjoying this season, and I'm content with the season that I'm in, but I'm still praying, saying, God, while I am content, while I am enjoying this season, I'm ready. And whenever you send her, it's going to be a wrap, but I would recommend all single people take this time to really just study yourself. Take this time to really figure out what are the 8 things you need to be working on. while you're single. And man, become a pro in that area. So that way, when you do become married, you're coming to that person content, coming to that person fulfilled, coming to that person healed, coming to that person wiser, coming to that person wealthier. And it's just a good foundation to build marriage on.
Good. I heard you just mention that you have mentors that you talk to, whether married or not. Talk about the importance of, in your singleness, having mentors and these various different pillars that you discuss in your course. Talk about how important that is to have other people that have maybe walked that road before, so you can actually ask them questions and lean on them and actually get wisdom from them.
Man, this is so good. This is probably one of the best interviews about my course I've ever had. This is good. I talk about that in my course. It's called The Network. Like what network are you surrounding yourself with? And there's this rule that I have adopted. I did not make this up. I call it the 33, 33, 34. So 33% of the people in my life are wiser than me. They are smarter than me. They are more experienced than me. And I submit myself to them in the areas that they are expertise in. And so, like when it comes like the whole money philosophy, one of my mentors is Dave Ramsey. I used to work with him for like 7 years, and that man is a multimillionaire and no debt. So I like, okay, cool. He speaks into my life when it comes to money. Then I have other people like, Pastor Darius Daniels, when it comes like the whole spiritual walk, and like my pastor, Pastor Stephen Chandler. Wherever they're strong at, where I want to be, I submit myself to them. So they're speaking into me. Then 33% of the people are on my level. Like we're all on this journey together and we're holding each other accountable. Then 34% is not people who are below me. I hate that word, but these are people where I am a little bit smarter than them in certain areas, like money per se. And so I always say, you know what? Hey, let me help bring you up as I'm learning, as I'm listening, as I'm downloading wisdom from my mentors. Let me download it to you too, so we all rising together. And I think oftentimes this generation, man, we don't want to learn nothing. We think we know everything. We don't want to work for nobody. We don't want bosses. We don't want to be told what to do. And man, and for about 15 years of my life, I've always served somebody else's vision. Now, was it easy? Absolutely not. Was it hard? Heck yes. But I needed that 15 years to get that wisdom to be where I am today so I can move forward going to tomorrow. So I'm very big on spiritual fathers. I'm very big on mentors who hold me accountable, who can call me out on my stuff. Because if I'm not growing, then I don't believe I can steward the season well. If I don't have someone saying, hey, that's not good, you should not do that, then how can I steward something well if I don't have someone smarter telling me that's not wise? I wouldn't do that. Heck, when I stepped out on my own, y'all were the first people, I called and I was like, hey, do this, do that, and do not do this. Do not do that. And I've done this, I've done that, and I have not done that, and I have not done this because y'all been on your own for years. Y'all are the vets in this game. So I'm like, listen, why not listen to His and Her Money? Because they've been doing it for a while on their own. So Anthony, be wise and submit to their leadership and submit to their mentorship in this space, And so I think mentorship is so important. But you know what? I think for this millennial generation, because we all want to be bosses, it's hard. And I literally break down in the course too, like, hey, I get it why it's hard, because I'm a millennial as well. But let me tell you why it's the best thing you could possibly do for your career. And we literally break down how to identify healthy relationships, as in like healthy mentorships, people who love you, people who want to see you grow, and then how to get away from the ones that are not healthy. It's all about them, and they don't want to see you grow. So we really break it all down. Man.
One of the things that we share with our His or Her Money family, because sometimes people say, I don't have anybody in my life that I can actually ask to mentor me. Like there's nobody that I can think of. That's the power of online influencers now. You may not necessarily have our personal phone number. You may not have Anthony's personal phone number in your cell phone, but hey, you can patronize his course. You can go to his website. You can watch videos. You can learn from other people that have walked this walk before. Yeah. So leave out all the excuses, you guys. Everybody can have a mentor, whether it be digital or literally physical in your life.
Yeah, AO can mentor you now through his new course. If you go to hisandhermoney.com/. Singles Blueprint, and he's now your mentor if you don't have somebody like that in your life.
I was going to say, like, what if we're married? Can we join? I'm like, everything you're talking about, like,
we're still individuals that need to maximize ourselves.
I'm telling you,
maximize ourselves inside of you.
No, this is solely for single people.
If I were you, if you were single, I'm not, but if you are single and you're watching this, I would definitely take advantage of this, like, seriously, because what you're doing is incredible. Like, I don't think that I've seen anybody do it this way. And you have various different pillars that you are willing to walk them through to help them become a better person, to maximize their single season. So again, go to hisandhermoney.com/singles blueprint. All the links will be in the show notes as well as in the description box if you're watching this on YouTube.
Now, you said something that I would love to hear more on before we let you go.
Yeah.
You said it in the midst of your overall answer, but you said, people don't want a boss no more. So here we are in a historic time, right? We're in the midst of the great resignation, where a lot of people are leaving corporate America to do other things. And via the internet, there's lots of ways to make money online and not have a boss and be in entrepreneurship. But for some, again, it kind of feels like entrepreneurship is turning into an idol. Mm-hmm. It's turning into something like, if you don't have a business, you're not a good person, or you're not smart, or you're not enough. And now entrepreneurship is starting to feel like an idol. Now, we've always championed entrepreneurship.
Everybody should have.
But we've never made it as though that's everybody's call. We believe that everybody should have more than one way to make money.
Absolutely.
But that does not mean that everybody needs to leave their job to go into full-time entrepreneurship. Now, that's our opinion. You have the liberty to have a different opinion. I'm just curious because you talk to your generation so much more, and so much information is they're being hit with on the power of entrepreneurship, which is true, but it also can become an idol, and you get distracted from being a solid employee. Like, companies need solid employees as well. So that's my rant. I would love to hear your insight on this topic.
Y'all have my one of my spiritual mothers, Mignon Francois. Y'all have had her on the show before, right? She said something that shifted my whole perspective about that, right? I do believe, I agree with you all. Everything you all are saying, I 100% agree. I think if you have a job, what are you building on the side that is for you and your family? Because specifically, she said, for African Americans and minorities, entrepreneurship is freedom. Freedom produces options. And most minorities don't have freedom and options. And so I do believe, especially now being out on my own, oh man, the freedom feels good, but at the same time, check this out. I need good workers. I need great team players. I need good Scottie Pippens. I need good Dwayne Wades. I need people who are solid to be on this team to help the vision go. And I think that God specifically makes a Michael Jordan, and he specifically makes a Scottie Pippen. And Scottie Pippens, check this out, both of them are equally just as important. They just play different roles. And I think that once you identify what's your role, then just play that role. If you are a strong second wing, second man, second woman, man, be proud that you have a 9-to-5 and you are, on that. That's cool. But I would definitely say, what are you doing on the side that is specifically building for you and your family, for you and your legacy? Because my whole thing is, I work Monday through Friday, putting in hard labor. And then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, somebody else is getting the fruit of your hard labor. What fruit is coming back specifically to your home for you and your family? And I'm telling you, man, y'all know it. Entrepreneurship, while it looks good on the outside, man, I've had some nights where I've cried. I've had some nights to where I was like, man, I don't know if I can do this. I've had some nights where I'm like, dang, I don't even know how I'm gonna make the money. You know what I'm saying? Like but God again has provided, and man, I'm blown away. But I mean, at the same time, as an entrepreneur, now I have other families who are depending on my income, and that's a whole nother level of stress within itself. But again, it's worth it when you look at the long run. But I agree. Not everyone is called to be a full-time entrepreneur, but I do believe entrepreneurship and ownership brings freedom and brings options. And so I would close like this: 9 to 5, pay your bills. 5 until you go back to work, build your legacy.
That's right. I said it better.
Agreed. So we've been kind of dipping and dabbling and touching it. Why don't you give us a full understanding of what we'll find inside of the Singles Blueprint?
Oh, man, it's simple. It's a Singles Blueprint, 8 pillars to maximize your single season, get clarity and on your vision, and to really start building your legacy today. This course is probably the best thing I will be launching, because I've learned over the last, 15 years talking about money. I can talk about money all day long, but if I don't start at the core, at the foundation, I'm at really teaching people how to shift the mindset, man, I can teach the money skills and it goes out the drain. So this course is not about money. This course is how do we lay down the foundation and maximize our single season. So when God does give us that spouse, when God does give us that pay raise, when God does give us that job promotion, or when God does give us that $1 million or that business, we're building it on a solid foundation. And everyone is talking to married couples. His and her money. Everyone's talking to the young people. No one's really talking to that in-between season of like, hey, here's how you maximize it. So this course, you're going to get 8 weeks with me. You're going to get about 15 videos. And then also every Tuesday for those 8 weeks, we're going to class. You're going to get my cell phone number. Believe it or not, you're going to get my personal email address. And every Tuesday at 8 p.m., we're going to go to class. We're going to dive deeper into that pillar. I'm going to be answering questions. And also I'm going to be bringing on different people to come in and dive deeper into that. So you never know. You may see His and Her Money pop up with us and just really give us some marriage advice on one particular pillar. You may see some other people pop up and do it. But I really wanted to create a course and teach other singles, hey, listen, I've been maximizing my single season. And man, God has really given me a good, solid program to help young people become that person they want to be. And I really want to help them. This is not a course. I'm not teaching you how to find a man or how to find a woman. I can't. I don't have one yet. But I can teach you how to really build success and really how to accomplish all your goals. And it's great, man. And I'm telling you right now, y'all will love it. It's very, very affordable. My whole team was like, oh, this is robbery.
Very affordable.
And I'm like, yeah, but we teach avoid debt. And so I didn't want to create this huge course. And I'm also trying to help them get out of debt. So while they're getting out of debt, I want to give them some practical tools to help strengthen them. That's going to really help them get out of debt quicker. So check it out. Get the link, rock with this. And I'm telling you right now, it's going to be amazing. Or I'm only having it open for like 5 or 6 days too. So yep. The wait list is open now, but the course will shut out. I forgot like 5-6 days after it opens because it's our tester. And so I can't have everyone having my cell phone number.
You sure can. Oh my gosh. So if I were you, I would definitely get in, you guys. Go to hisandhermoney.com/singles blueprint.
And let everybody know about how they can find you on the interweb so now they can culturally be impacted by you.
Man, it's simple. Just go to anthonyoneal.com. You'll find more information about my show. His and Her Money's been on there a couple of times, so come rock out with us. You'll find my social media information. But the main thing right now is come join this singles community, man. And click the link in the show notes, because this singles community, you'll find more information about me, but you'll find other singles like yourself who really want to grow. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to love it.
Awesome. Anthony, we can't say thank you enough for stopping back by the His and Her Money show, dropping the wisdom that you always drop. Thank you for making time out of your schedule just for us.
Appreciate y'all.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The Singles Blueprint. Yes. If you're single.
If I was single, I've been all over this. Okay. I'm sure that he might get I don't know how they're going to check, but
a couple minutes.
I'm going to be obedient. I won't be in it. So y'all go do it for me if you're single, okay?
Maximize your single season by joining this course. It's bigger than the course, especially if you said like, I don't have a mentor. Like, I'm gonna have Anthony Oneal's phone number. Like, my God, that's worth the price of admission.
That's right.
By itself. Go to hisandhermoney.com/singles blueprint. Well, we hope that you guys took good notes and you're ready to take good action. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Bye, y'all.